And let me see. Yes, it says we are live. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, Betsy. Um,
Hello.
Hello. So pleased to see you here. My dear friend Betsy has a lot of hats that she wears. I don't know where to begin. And she's a certified access consciousness certified facilitator based on Maryland. And she does so many things with access. Maybe it's better you define. You tell about it. He helps with stream team and organizing the meetings and Zooms and what else? Yes,
Translation,
yes.
graphics, like yeah, just a lot of like you said, a lot of different things. The global create gaggle, contributing to all of our wonderful facilitators and lots of other things. So
Yeah. What impresses me with her is always her kindness. I have
aw,
to just say that in here. And she has this beautiful Facebook page, The Space of Gratitude, where we will be in half an hour after
yay.
this. I want the topic of this live particularly is the perspectives, your perspective. Actually, I am curious about and about presumptive and reactive realities. Since
Mm,
this topic came up, can you talk maybe in general what came up in your world and what you have noticed,
mm,
and how it changed certain
yeah,
things? Like all of us have our own experiences, and it's a discovery every day. I'm
for
very
sure.
excited about.
For sure. It's to me, it's like, it's just really, really potent, and it's kind of just blown everything up, and it shows me
Hmm.
even more than ever, like, how much I used to function, like, just I was always reacting, always, 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 and, I would watch people around me do the same thing, and it
Hmm.
seems, like, it was so much that's just the way it is.
Yes.
And I used to work in this office when I remember watching this one gal in particular who was a chain smoker. So she was outside a lot smoking and she'd be on her phone working and doing other things and she would pace around and she literally went from crisis to crisis to crisis to crisis. And after a while I watched her, I was like, wow, she does not know how to function unless there is
Hmm.
something horrible going on in her world. And, I just, can when you're outside of a situation, it's easier to see. And it's like, wow, where do I do that?
Yeah.
And but the presumptions, there's so many presumptions that are in the world, and then
Hmm.
how you're even supposed to react to them.
Yes.
And so this combination together has just been like, wow. You know?
Totally. And the space it opens up. We have all these tools, but I think it's the first time I can really sense the space of no point of view. Once you realize how many presumptions you have that create the points of view and you work on them, it's the first time that I look at something I have no idea what's going on. And it's such a beautiful space. It's not like people may judge you like you're being an idiot. No, but it's a space you have nothing attached to it,
Mm.
so you can really perceive something as it truly is, if when you don't have your presumptions. And about families, today I was just
Mm.
realizing about the presumption about families. You probably might have realized, noticed it in your relationship within the family. How many presumptions do we have, the presumptive realities? Because we have been together with someone for such a long time, and
Yes.
this is the way they are. we
Yes.
it may have been a fact, but it appears as a fact. Is it, it's just the egg and chicken situation? Is it point of
Yeah,
view that
yeah,
creates that, or is it really that creates your point of view?
yeah.
What would you like to talk about, like in presumptive realities
Wow.
in relationships?
Wow, boy, that's, that's a simple topic.
Very simple.
Very simple. Oh
Just
my
a very
god.
simple
Yeah,
summary.
and it's so true, like, we have decided how somebody is, so then
Mhm.
we expect them to do it, and then people a lot of times will feel like, "Well, that's a role I'm supposed to play," and it it takes away a lot of freedom and a lot of choice for people, and so and how do you disentangle from all of that, right?
Yeah.
How do you create something different if you would like to? Some
Yeah.
people don't want to, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? And that's where this is so great that we all have choice. And if we're never wrong for anything we do, and especially
Mhm.
all the times we go to make ourselves wrong,
Yeah.
guilty as charged, Your Honor. Then what can we create when we get ourselves out of the confines of what we have decided is how you're supposed to be in a relationship, how the other person is supposed to be, whether it's a
Mhm.
familial relationship, a friend, an intimate, like wherever it is, like what if we just blow up all the definitions and
Yes.
the constrictions and the constraints that we have put unconsciously most of the time.
Yes.
We
Yes.
don't realize we're doing it. But what if we just like remove all of it and then allow ourselves as well as allow the other people in our world to choose something completely, they could be completely different yesterday than they were today and again tomorrow, and celebrate that we're being that for ourselves as well as for others.
Yeah.
What do you get there?
Wow, so beautiful. As you were speaking, actually, I also noticed how much kindness there is when you don't have presumption about a person you're in.
So
You're in a relationship with, whether it be your spouse, your mother, your children, your friends, or your coworkers, doesn't matter. Actually, how unkind it is that you presume it will always be that way. They
mm,
reacted
mhm,
in this and this manner yesterday, and I presume it will go on like this, is putting
mhm.
them in a box and so unkind to their being. And when you remove that, it gives you both freedom, as you said, to be whatever they choose to be. For myself, for that person, it is so beautiful. And also just was popping up when you were speaking, how much do we make our presumptions about other people our comfort zone?
Oh,
We
yes, so
know how to
true.
maneuver.
So true, and then when we can predict how somebody's gonna be, then we don't have to worry, like, and I'm using
Yeah,
air quotes here, then we don't have to
yeah,
worry about them or
ex-
worry about where we fit in the relationship.
yeah.
That's brilliant, Abigail,
Wow.
and it's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So
And
if
you
we
know,
get rid of
yeah.
our predictions, then what?
Exactly. Exactly. And I would like to ask, everyone listening, how many presumptive realities and needle reactive realities do you have in all of your relationships?
Oops.
Asking that will bring awareness of that,
Yeah.
because like we spoke yesterday with other guests, when you decide something is like this is a man who doesn't do this job, or this is a man who does not support me, blah blah blah, whatever your
Mhm.
presumptive realities, judgments, points of view you have, you react to that person in the way you presume they will be, and it doesn't give them any freedom of space to be anything else. And how much is that your comfort zone, because you know how to play with that?
Oh, so true. And would you be willing to, like, step into the unknown
Yeah.
with, if we get rid of all of our presumptions and our need to react a certain way, then what?
Yeah, then what? This is totally
Ooh, then what?
when we talk about being out of control, because
Right.
it's not your comfort zone anymore. Are you willing to be out of control, out of form, structure, significance, out of linearities, out of concentricities within all your relationships.
Woo wee. Yes, please.
Yes, please. And I love that you're here today because,
Mm, thank you.
the moment I talk to you, I always, as I said, I receive this kindness and also your Space of Gratitude Facebook page. When we think about gratitude, can gratitude coexist with any presumptive reality?
Well, as I was looking at the energy of when you asked that question, it just went shoop.
Right?
Yeah, so I guess not so it's not gonna be very easy. And, like how much can we create how much more ease can we create for ourselves?
Yes.
And then what I love about playing with all of these tools and these questions and these gifts is that it all makes our lives easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it makes our lives easier, the ripple out effect
Yes.
of everyone around us is amazing. So if we're not functioning from a space of constriction and angst
Hmm.
and oh my god, and like if we're not in that place, think of how much that actually creates for everyone around us.
Exactly.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So with the and then how grateful can we be for these questions and these awarenesses as they come in? And like I said a little earlier, so what if when you have the realization of all the presumptions and the reactives that you've been in, what if that's not wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We didn't know any better. We learned this reality from our parents, from
Mhm.
the society, from schools, and we have already decided this is the way it is. This world works in presumptions. This world works with reactions. That's how you know
Yeah.
you're alive. That's what we have learned.
Yep.
And in order to exist in this world and to be accepted. So, yeah, what if nothing was right or wrong? But today you have a different choice. With awareness
Mm,
comes different choices. What if today or any moment is your new moment to choose something different? And
love
whenever you presume because you have done that this morning or yesterday, it will go on like this. It's another
that.
presumption. It has always been like that, so it will go on like that. Will you be willing to look at that and change that?
Yes.
What if it doesn't have to be that way? It's
Yes.
always
Totally willing to change it. And, like, what one thing I remember hearing early on in my days of, playing with these tools is a choice is not a judgeable offense.
yes.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So, what because you just said, like, what if awareness is this choice for something new and different? And so what if again, I just keep hearing, so whatever this is, like, where you don't make yourself wrong for any choice you made or any choice you didn't make, and you can continue to choose, right?
Yeah.
So if we and what about oh my gosh, this just popped too. What about all the presumptions that we have made that we're always wrong? Whoops. Oh my god. So if we aren't in the presumption anymore that we're always wrong, that we're always going to be wrong, and we're never ever gonna do anything right, and
Yeah,
then how much do we go into reaction
exactly.
based on the presumption that whatever it is we're doing, we're already wrong?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And in order to prove that we're not, we have to go to reaction
Yeah.
or align and agree, and we have to go into a correct reaction that will
Wow.
prove that we are
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about twisting yourself up in knots and a tangled mess of and I know, like, I still can go to when something comes up, something, "Oh my god, I'm so wrong. What did I do to F it up?" And, like, it's like, "Wait, what if it's not me?" And, like, there was actually an instance that happened this morning, and I had a realization that I hadn't seen something come through. The first thing I did was, "Oh my god, where did I mess up?" And then I did a little I was like, "Wait a minute, I remember doing that," so then I did some research. It's like, "Oh, actually, it wasn't me," but that was the first thing I went to. So what would it take to not go to the immediate reaction that I did something wrong?
Yes.
All right, I'm making that demand right here, you guys. Anybody wanna do that with me?
Totally in.
Yay! Let's
In.
let's start some kind of movement, like, "I'm not wrong." Oh my
It
gosh.
doesn't mean that you need to prove that you're right. It's the
Thank
flip of
you.
the coin, you know?
Yeah. Yes, let's talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah.
So what do you so having this realization, it's a great thing to say, is, "Okay, I'm not gonna now run around showing everyone how right I am." So, if I'm not reacting to being wrong and I'm not being reacting to being right, then what do I do? Tell me, tell me.
I'm no one. Oh.
Oh my god, I don't know what to do.
And that space is the being out of control. And
Yeah.
that space, when after Global Foundation and a lot of realization, that was the space I noticed. Okay, I don't even perceive is it heavy or light in the same way. I
Mm,
don't perceive things in the same way that I used to.
wow.
Now what? That was my like, you either, like be excited about it or go to presumption that that is
Mm,
also wrong. What if there is nothing really, really wrong with you, but all is an adventure, discovery, and
wow.
constant awareness,
Beautiful.
discovery of awareness. Yeah, beautiful.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful, right? And it's such an expansive space to be where you actually give yourself permission to explore. You give yourself permission to F up. You give yourself permission to soar beyond the limitations that you've decided you can't go past because you're always going to be wrong. Like so if we get out of that presumption, that underlying current that may have been, and it certainly was a very strong current in my life. So if we like remove ourselves from that safety net, if you will, of operating from that, it's like you said, wow,
Yeah.
then you're really on this what you could perceive as a very rocky thing. But what if it's actually that's where you get to, get on your surfboard and surf the
Yeah.
waves of amazing opportunities and things that because you've gotten out of your own way of your presumptions,
Yeah.
that you can actually allow yourself to soar and fly farther than you've ever gone before. Oh my god, how
Oh, beautifully put. Betsy, beautiful. How much freedom is in that?
woo, wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
What if, so far we have never even explored this and now is, the space for it. Beautiful.
Yay.
Yeah. Excited for the adventures coming up and the new waves. Like as a if I haven't surfed, but I have been watching the surfers. I adore their being present with water. Like you don't
Yeah,
know where the wave will come, but you glide together with the wave. You don't know
mhm,
where it will come from, but you are present and you become one. And it just opens up to a
beautiful.
new, space in the water. It's just, what if life is just like that without any presumptions?
That's a beautiful analogy, and what if, like,
Yeah,
and what gifts can we be for each other and ourselves to, have that be who we be.
yeah, totally.
I
Thank
love
you so much,
that.
Betsy. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and
Thank
see
you.
you in 10 minutes in your space.
Yes.
You are invited, everyone, to be
Yes,
in the
please.
space of gratitude, and we'll continue.
Yes, yes, please, it's a free group, and we'd love to have your
Yes.
energies in there, and we play with the space, being grateful, and if there's days when you're not grateful, it's a fun place to come and
Yeah.
remind ourselves of all the things we can be grateful for, and Thank you so much for creating this and this wonderful conversation. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Betsy. See
All
you
right.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.